guys, this is a video about something that you should never, ever, ever do with your clutch and your brake, ever. Like zero, I never do it, it should just never be done. You should never find your biting point with your foot brake on, ever. So this video is what you would never do, and it's difficult sometimes using the word never with driving, but this is a never. You never find the biting point with the foot brake on, ever. It is never, ever done. So if you're doing this, you need to train yourself out of it. Never. There is never a time, ever, that you have your foot brake on and you find your biting point. Now, this is not how you use the accelerator, the brake and the clutch. It is just not how you do it. If you are wanting to move off from the side of the road, you should tell the car to go, which is set the gas, yeah, the accelerator, press on the gas pedal a little bit for a bit of energy, and then you find the biting point. So those two stances are go, go. Okay, so this is the correct version. Set the gas, and then you would find the biting point. So that's a go, go stance. So set the gas, find the bite, and then you'd have a nicer pull away. It will be smoother, less likely to stall, and you'll be able to pull off quicker. Yeah, go, go. If you have your foot brake on because you're scared of rolling backwards, and then you find the biting point, you're telling the car to go and stop. Yeah, go stop. So if you were in charge of making cars, let's just say you were the car manufacturer and you're sat round a big table with everybody in there and all the top people who make cars are sat around the table, and then somebody goes, what happens if the driver has the brake on and they come up to the biting point and they're telling the car to go and stop? What should we tell the car to do? What should we program the car to do if the driver is telling it to go and stop? The answer is that we'd program it to stop, to stall, yeah? Because it would be dangerous to program the car to go in this stance. So that's the first thing. If you're telling the car to go and stop at the same time, yeah, it's going to be programmed to stall. So your chance of stalling is just way, 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 way higher, yeah? Students do this go stop thing because they drive up to a hill and they don't like the hill, right? They don't want the hill to be there, but this is just a fact of life. There's hills everywhere. We need to know how to use them. So it can happen that the student stops momentarily on a hill on a traffic light maybe, and then they go into panic mode and they think, oh God, the light's changing, I've got to go. And they've just stopped the car recently and they think, well, I've got my foot brake on, now I'm going to find the bite. No, we should be putting the handbrake on, right? So the student sometimes keeps the brake on and then tries to find the biting point. And the success rate for this is just so low. I can't tell you how low the success rate is. The chances of stalling is just beyond high because one, we're telling the car to go and stop and the car's been pretty much programmed just to be like, oh, I don't know which one to do, I'm going to stall. And also we haven't got any energy for the hill. We need to set the gas. We need some oomph. We need some energy to get ourselves up the hill, and we haven't given it to the car. We haven't given the car the gas pedal and found the biting point. So if you stop on a hill, you need to become like a ninja quick student on handbrake on, set the gas, find the biting point. So you set the gas and find the bite. Now, the good thing about setting the gas and finding the biting point with the handbrake on a hill is the handbrake only holds the back two tyres. Now, this is really good because you can tell when you've got your biting point. You set the gas, you put it into first gear, you find the bite, and the front of the car lifts up because the back two tyres are held with brakes and the front of the car doesn't have brakes on. So it lifts up like that and it shows you that it's ready for action. It shows you that it's going to go, yeah? So you can see your biting point and you can hear, you can sense it so much better, yeah? You can hear it, you can feel it, you can see it. It's all there. You've got all of these kind of like attributes of the biting point being there and going, I'm here, you've got the biting point. If you put the foot brake on, that holds all four tyres. So it's like stuck to where it is. You're not going to feel anything. There's going to be no sense of anything because every single wheel is held by brakes. So when you come up to the biting point, if you've got your foot brake on, nothing happens. So the student can just sometimes go, I don't know where the bite is, don't know where the bite is. And they just stall straight away because there's just no feeling in the car. There's just numbness. There's just nothing there telling you that you've got the bite. So you're either stall immediately when you're trying to find the bite, which is highly likely. Or if you are successful by luck and you have the foot brake on and find the bite, not only is that really wearing on the brakes and the clutch itself, but when you do come off the brake, you're either going to go incredibly fast because you've got a bomb of energy behind the brake, because you've got all pent up energy behind it, or you're just going to release the brake and just stall straight away because of the bomb of energy. So it's really important that you don't get into the habit of go stop. Don't find your biting point with your foot brake on. It is incredibly important that I drive the car all the time. I'm 43 years old soon, and I've never, ever, ever in my life found the biting point with the foot brake on. That is a go stop thing. You want the accelerator, go. You want the biting point, go, 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 yeah? Quicker pullaways. Lots of my students say, oh, why is it that like all the people at the traffic lights pull off quicker than me? It's because they've got the gas on. You know, you can't imagine like Nigel Mansell, like the Formula One driver, having his brake on and finding the biting point if he ever drove a car with the gears. Like he's gonna want to go quick. He's gonna set that gas and find the biting point. Yeah. So you need energy. You need to go off quickly. You need that oomph. You need like energy for the hill start. So set the gas, find the biting point, see the bite, hear the bite, feel the bite. Definitely don't find the biting point with the brake. If you're getting into that habit, you need to be all over that and train yourself out of it with your driving instructor. It is vitally important. If anybody comes to me and they've been with another driving instructor and I see that, I teach that out of them to look after their car, yeah, because it's going to cause wear and tear on the car, and to prevent them from multiple stalling all the time. Yeah, don't get into the habit. It's like using your knife and fork the other way around. You need to come back to proper use of the knife and a fork. You need to come back to the proper use. Now, I understand that some students will be like, but it takes longer with the handbrake. That's because you haven't been doing it. That's because you haven't got into the habit of doing it. Yes, it's going to take a bit more time for you to stop, put the handbrake, find the bite, but you'll become like a ninja at it. You'll become super quick. Like anything that you do, if you go and get a new job in a pub and you need to learn the till, yeah, you're going to be really slow at it at first, but when you've been doing it for a while, you'll be like beep 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 beep. It's just like super quick. You just need to get yourself into this. Yeah, it's really important. Don't go stop, go. Set the gas, find the bite. Another thing that I should mention as I'm making this video is you also absolutely would not do this when you're doing your manoeuvre either. So sometimes I can see my students having their foot brake on, and then they find the biting point, and then they use their brake the entire time to do their manoeuvre. That's not correct. The clutch should be the one that's doing the work. Yeah. So this is an example of what you're not supposed to do on your manoeuvre. So you're coming up to the biting point and you've got all of that bomb of energy, and there's no clutch control, you're just using the brake. This is incorrect. This is not correct. That is not how you do a manoeuvre. That's not how you do it. The clutch should be down, and then your foot is near the gas. If you don't want to press it that much, you can just be near it. You can just press it very slightly, and then you can feather the clutch up and down. So that's how you can control the speed of the manoeuvre. Now, if there's a camber on the manoeuvre, like the shape of the road is like a rainbow, so it's like lower on the left and the right, and that's called a camber. If there's a camber and you can roll down the camber towards the end of the parallel park, then the clutch should be down completely, and then you brake to stop, and then you can release the brake pedal to roll down the camber and use the brake, but not when the clutch is on its biting point. That is absolutely not the situation at all. If you're doing a downhill roll or something called a rollout, which is when you're coming out down a hill, the clutch would be down, totally down, and then you release the brake to release your wheels and you roll down the hill to come out of the hill. So maybe if you live on a driveway, you would do that. If it's downhill drive, you'd come off the foot brake to roll forward. And then as you're rolling forward and the roll is running out, then you would find the biting point. But you never find the biting point with your foot brake on. All right, guys, so I hope that information helps you. It's really, really important Really, really important. You're going to save wear and tear on your car. Yeah, your brakes and your clutch are going to last longer because of this information that I'm teaching you. And more importantly, you are going to be an elite driver if you understand how to use the clutch properly. It's like any machine that you buy in your life. If you know how it works properly, you're going to be very good at it. Like any machine, like anything that you've got in your house, like a washing machine or anything, it's just a machine, and it's learning how to use it properly. If you want to be an elite driver where your drive is beautifully smooth and lovely and everybody wants to get a lift with you because you are the elite, this is very important. If you're doing go stop, yes, you can get through your test with it, but it's not correct. It is not the way that the car was designed. You need to set the gas and find the bite, and you'll have this beautiful, smooth, seamless drive, which just feels lovely. And, you know, all your passengers can feel relaxed, you know, and they can fall asleep if they want to because they know that you've got it, that it feels lovely. Don't want this kind of feel like this all the time in the car when you're releasing your brake and you've got this bomb of energy because stored up. I hope this helps. I hope this comes across. And yeah, happy driving and good luck with it all, guys.